Tax relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
And now, live from New York City via Los Angeles, California, it's time for The View from Over Here with the man who has a view for all seasons, your host, Stan Weisleder.
Hi there, everybody out there in Radio Land. This is Stan Weisleder on CRN Talk, and the name of the show is The View from Over Here.
I thought we'd change the name to On Top of Manhattan. That we have
On Top of Manhattan?
Right. We have Rhapsody in Blue, to me, is a Manhattan song.
Yes. And
now we have Estelle Harris as our guest from New York. You're from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. It's an all New York show.
Isn't everyone from New York?
Possibly. You know, I think as Dennis Prager said, at the end of things, the start of civilization was not, Egypt. It was Brooklyn.
Oh, God. Did he really say that?
He said that.
Well, anyway, let's get on with it. We have a very number one, I'm in the studio here with Malcolm Burman, our producer, and our very special guest today. Her name is Estelle Harris, better known as Mrs. Costanza or Mrs. Potato Head. At least that's how my grandkids know her. Anyway, Estelle, say hi.
Hi.
How would you normally say hi on one of your shows?
Hi.
All right, that's better. All right, let's do the news items for today before we get into our guest, or about our guest. Only two items to bring up today, and I think they are, kind of unusual and important. The last selective service draft that we had in this country was during the Vietnam War. Subsequent wars were fought by our standing military services, volunteers, and then the government got the smart idea, let's just activate the National Guard or the reserves, and we don't have to have a draft, which is very unpopular with the public. Now, they've run out of reserves, they've run out of National Guard people, there are no more professionals, or not enough of them to join up, so they're thinking about going back to the draft. But surveys show that 71% of all of the potential applicants are not fit for military service. How about that? 71%. And why not? Well, the first reason is obesity, or just being plain too fat. So fat that they don't even want to take the time and trouble to reduce them while in the training program. They have to reduce themselves before they would be accepted. Other reasons are taking medication for attention deficit disorders, lack of a high school diploma, drug abuse in general, felony convictions, tattoos that are overly visible, and large holes in your earlobes or other parts of the face that generally make you look like bleep.
What?
Now, I bleep my own word, okay?
But why would this disqualify them from being in the Army, having tattoos? I can understand the other reasons, but having tattoos?
Well, they usually get tattoos afterwards.
Well, yeah, you see all these pictures of the navel.
I guess they have them on their face, or on their hands, or places that are overtly visible.
Yeah, but some of the fiercest fighters, I think it's the Maori warriors, have the tattoos like Mike Tyson did on his face.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, but he's too old for the draft anyway.
but it's a sad commentary, not necessarily for the draft, but about the American youth. That 71% are...
Well, it's called freedom, or freedom of choice.
Yeah, I don't think if anybody had a choice, they would be either overweight or illiterate. I don't know.
Hey,
Continue.
Malcolm, you have all kinds of people in this country. All right, one more item I want to talk about, which I did mention a while ago, and that was the proliferation of drones, because they could be used as a very terrible weapon when in the hands of terrorists. Now, what kind of drones can you get? Well, you can get the military version. It's called the Global Hawk, and that could have an altitude of up to 60,000 feet, goes at 357 miles an hour, or up to, could stay in the air for up to 28 hours without refueling or coming down.
Where can I buy one?
Well, you need 93 mil. That's what it costs. Who makes it?
Estelle, would you have an extra 93 mil?
I'll check.
Okay, thanks.
Well, give him a check. Anyway, you want to know where you can get it? It's made by Northrop Grumman. That's the military version. They also carry rockets. That's not included in the 93 mil.
Do you have to have a background check to buy one? Yeah,
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to buy one myself.
Or as long as you have $93 million, they say, okay, your background's fine.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
not trying to buy one yourself.
No, hell no. I'm just saying the government should control them and license them, because if the wrong people get a hold of them, it's a perfect terrorist weapon. And you don't have to kill a lot of people. All you have to do is scare the bleep out of them.
How about if the right people get it? What would they do?
Who are the right people?
I have no idea.
Well, wait a minute. It's not 93 mil, and it goes down from there. You can get one from 100 thou down to 15 thou, and you can now get one for $1,300.
Okay, you're talking my ballpark now.
Okay, that's originally designed to do photography work for amateurs and professionals. It goes only 25 miles per hour. It could stay up in the air only 25 minutes. Its working altitude is under 400 feet.
But if I was a paparazzi working for TMZ or one of those...
Well, they could use it, but
right.
a terrorist, they could take out the camera, put in a cheaper camera, make it a little lighter, and put in just a couple of ounces of C4, and send a dozen of them all over the place, and they don't have to kill anybody.
Isn't it a wonderful world we live in? With technology, we can kill bigger and better.
This would scare the bleep out of people.
Too much technology. And it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I mean, in today's world, it's amazing how we can destroy much better and faster.
Absolutely.
I guess all of us are getting old, because
Speak for yourself, Malcolm. I'm getting younger.
Young.
You ever hear of Benjamin Button?
Yeah.
He's my cousin.
Now, I like the days when I watched the old movies of the gladiators, and it was a one-on-one fight where people would get together and, you know, within an afternoon, they'd either kill each other or not. But the regular people were not touched.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, now they have gangs.
No, but now it's called collateral damage. So you destroy, you know, one enemy and kill 100 innocent people and women and children.
But Malcolm, that's been in the case of all wars: World War II, Vietnam War, Korean War. Civilian deaths always equaled, sometimes exceeded military. World War II. The Russians lost more civilians than soldiers. I don't know how many civilians the Nazis lost. I've heard numbers like about 500,000.
Well, in Russia during World War II, I think Stalin killed more people than...
He may have killed more than Hitler. That's true.
They said that he killed 20 million of his own people.
Yeah.
Okay, but Malcolm, remember, this is not to be a political program. Let's deal with our guest for today. I had to twist her arm to get her to come in here.
Okay, wait, but before I forget, today at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the USA is playing soccer against Belgium, and it's a knockout round. They weren't expected to go this far. And
well, I don't understand. No. I don't know the game, and I don't understand how they got this far when they lost the last game against Germany.
Okay, well, there weren't a group of 4. And each play each other. For a win, they would get 3 points. For a tie, they get a point. And for a loss, they get no points. Then there's something called goal differentiation. In other words, how many goals you scored versus how many goals were scored against you. So they were tied for points with Portugal. But since Portugal lost their first game 4-0, they qualified with the point differentiation.
So they snuck in the back door.
Well, they snuck in the back door, but they did well because everybody expected them to be home by this time. Because of the division they were in with Germany, Portugal, and Ghana were very strong. And now only the top 2 get in. So it was Germany and the USA. And now anything goes. So
Anyway, let's talk about Estelle and with Estelle.
It's more of a hope.
All right.
At this point, probably. Estelle, tell us.
Yes.
When did you first get interested in being an actress, and how did it come about? And how long have you been at your craft?
I think forever. When I was a little girl, I used to sing songs. I made up my own words and everything, and I don't know. I just lived with it. And my sister used to take me to the movies, and my mother and father let her when I was very young, because the only time they would give her money to go to the movies is if she took me along.
The younger sister.
Yes,
And she had to drag you along.
Yes. And I saw so many movies and understood them and loved them. So I think that was it. That was the first.
Yeah, but were you around? I don't know if you had started when the Yiddish theater was big on 2nd Avenue.
Yes. I saw one. I went with my parents, and I saw one.
Because
and I loved it because I had relatives who spoke Yiddish, and my mother and father would speak Yiddish to each other if they didn't want me to understand.
We had the same parents.
Okay, but I understood, and they didn't know. So they stopped when they found out.
Yeah, well, a few weeks ago we had Theodore Bacall on, who but he was in the Yiddish theater, wasn't he?
He's been in every theater.
But he just celebrated his 90th birthday. He had a show 2 weeks ago.
I know him.
Oh, you know Theodore?
I did a show with him.
He's a marvelous character.
Well, he's peculiar.
Maybe peculiar, but definitely talented. When they show those film clips up on the stage, I've seen all of those movies, but you forget how good he was because so many years have passed. And when you see those clips, wow.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, somehow I always equate him with a villain. I don't know. And not necessarily when he starts singing, but in the characters that he portrayed in Broadway. Not Broadway.
Like sarcasm.
Yeah.
He has
in the
played
movies.
Villain. I've seen him as a villain on TV.
The bad guy.
Bad guy. But generally played good guys or comical good guys. Well, no, anyway, he was good. But Estelle, we don't want to talk about Theo today. We want to concentrate on you. How did you get the part for Costanza and Potato Head?
Oh, the part. Oh, well, at the time, New York was very, very slow in theater. And my son was in California. And he called me and he told me, get out here because there's a lot going. And you're not working. So I did. I took a plane, and I'd never been to California. And I landed in California in February, where in New York it was raining and it was ice and everything, and I had, warm clothes. We landed in California, and I went out and I saw sun, and I smelled flowers in February. They weren't.
And anyway, Estelle, keep that thought in a minute. We have to come up against the break. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on the World Wide Web at crntalk.com. And stay tuned, and we'll find out about Estelle's first day and impressions of California and how she got the job as Mrs. Costanza. We'll be right back.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
Hi everyone, this is Robert Conrad reminding you to join me each week on CRN for the PM show with Robert Conrad. We'll read your emails, take your calls, and chat with some of the hottest stars in Hollywood. Tune in Thursdays to the PM show with me, Robert Conrad, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Tune in to the PM show with Robert Conrad, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Are the medicines you're taking making you hungry and then you gain weight? I'm Aileen Ellis. This is Primetime Focus. Some meds for diabetes, high blood pressure, and depression, for example, increase your appetite. The list includes insulin, Paxil, lithium, Prozac, when taken long-term, and prednisone. This reaction isn't true for everyone, of course, and don't stop taking meds without a chat with your doctor. But according to Dr. Lawrence Cheskin at the Johns Hopkins Weight Management Center, sometimes another prescription drug will help your condition, and that alternative won't have that got-the-munchies side effect. As we're trying to lose that last 5 pounds, often the hardest to get off because your body just doesn't want to give it up, a slight med change might help with that too. And check out the latest issue of the AARP magazine. It's got other lose-the-pound ideas, including getting yourself on a regular sleep schedule. That's because when your body gets enough shut-eye, it has the energy to help you get skinny. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. Hear all our programs on the web at aarp.org/radio.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Take it away, Stan.
Okay, we're back again. This is Stan Weisleder with Malcolm Burman and Estelle Harris. Okay, Estelle, we cut you off before the break, so...
You're landing in LAX.
Oh, yeah. And
the weather was perfect, probably.
Gorgeous. The sun was shining, and the flowers were growing, and the trees, and it was beautiful, and the smell from the flowers. And I couldn't believe it. And I got off, and I said, this is heaven.
Where were you living in New York when you made that move?
Oh, no. In a lovely area, because I was married. And I had kids, little kids. So, let's see. I don't remember.
Brooklyn?
I don't remember. Oh, no.
The island?
No, in a nice neighborhood.
No.
Where was it?
I don't know. There aren't too many left.
Okay.
No.
You'll find yourself. Let's talk. Let's get back to LAX and what happened.
LAX.
You landed in L.A. and somebody approached you and said, sign this contract right here.
No, I didn't.
It wasn't that easy.
No,
okay.
I had my son living in Los Angeles, and he was the one that told me to come there. So I have trouble. I had to learn how to drive there. I had to learn where everything was, and everything was there, all over the state.
Right.
And but I did it.
You're a survivor.
And I used to go to visit my apes in at the what?
LA Zoo.
Yeah. And I used to, whenever I went, the apes got very excited because they loved me. And one day I was there, and one picked up a thing that he
did.
Can you say? Yeah. And he threw it at me. and he almost hit me. And there was a woman there who volunteers to take care of animals, and she says, "Oh no, you don't know. That means he loves you." They do that to people that they like.
Weren't you lucky?
Yeah,
That sounds like a segment that I think happened with Kramer in the zoo, except he threw it back.
He did?
On Seinfeld. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know.
They threw something at him, and he threw back, and...
So that was an insult to the ape.
Right.
Oh, my God.
You
I didn't know
You probably
that.
told the story, and Larry David or Jerry Seinfeld heard it, and they copied off you, right?
Maybe,
yeah. That's probably what happened, because they're always stealing ideas.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how did you come about auditioning for the part?
Oh,
for George's mother.
Well, I had a couple of people who knew about me from New York, and they started. I had to get an agent, because in New York I didn't have. I had a lot of agents. Mm-hmm. So I got an agent, and they sent me out, and so it was auditioning and the zoo, because I had no friends there.
Except the one ape.
Right.
Except the one. No, there were 3 of them that loved me.
Oh my God! We could start a new story, but we won't talk about that.
They were beautiful. I loved them,
I got a good one for you. When they would see you, they would go ape bleep.
Oh my God.
Ape bleep?
I bleeped out the word, because, he has an 8-second delay. If you say anything you shouldn't say, it interrupts him from reading girly magazines or his ham sandwich, and he bleeps it out. So if you say any kind of...
ape excrement.
Yes.
Oh, then I can say excrement.
Excrement you could say. You can't say the other word, what excrement is.
Oh.
But excrement is fine.
All right, you remind me. But
just call it bleep.
I don't know where I was.
Okay, we're doing the audition for Seinfeld now.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that was good. But I was told that there are going to be a lot of people there, because they don't know what they want. So I expected, 40 people, 50 people. There must have been 150 women.
Wow.
Women. Because they didn't really know what they wanted.
But anyway, we're going to keep you in the crowd, because we have to come to another break.
Okay.
You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on the World Wide Web at crntalk.com. And you can listen to our show on www.viewfromoverhere.com. And we'll be back in a few minutes. And we left Estelle in the audition for the Seinfeld. Be right back.
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added, from America's pioneering organic winery. Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality, while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
This is a referral service. Calls will be routed to an independent referral insurance agency.
Listen up, America!
Listen up, America. I'm talking to anyone with or without a pre-existing medical condition. A health insurance hotline has now been established to provide health insurance for all Americans, even uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Call now for a free, no-obligation quote on affordable health plans available to you. 1-800-402-7599. I repeat, this is a hotline providing free quotes for affordable health plans. It's for anyone without health insurance, even if you have pre-existing conditions. Medical costs are the #1 cause of bankruptcy and financial distress. All uninsured Americans are strongly urged to call this national health insurance hotline right away to protect yourself and your family from an unexpected variety of medical costs that could cause financial hardship. Call the health insurance hotline right now for a free quote at 1-800-402-7599. That's 1-800-402-7599. Call 1-800-402-7599.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti. And many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanicin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanicin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
Here's something you don't hear on the radio every day. Someone who can't see. I am totally blind, and I go through periods where I'm unable to sleep at night and feel like I'm constantly running but can never quite catch up. But this isn't a sleep problem. It's something called non-24. Learn about the link between total blindness and your symptoms. Visit learnmorenon24.com or call 855-856-2424.
Sponsored by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
Every day is Save the Earth Day, and each of us has a part to play. For more information and how you can do your part to save the Earth, contact us at SaveTheWorld.net. That's SaveTheWorld.net.
Time's running out. You're maxed out on your credit cards. The collection calls are coming every day, and now you're 2 payments behind on your mortgage. Every time you turn on the radio, there's some cheerful couple telling you how they got out of debt overnight. Their stress is gone, and everything's just wonderful. Come on. The truth is, what sounds too good to be true is too good to be true. Banks don't build skyscrapers so you can walk in and settle your credit card debt for pennies on the dollar. You need real help, and you need it now. Not bankruptcy. That should be your last choice. We're Credit Card Relief, and we've been helping people just like you for nearly a decade. We're the only attorney-driven program dedicated to helping you get out of debt in months instead of years, saving you thousands, and without risking your family home. We know what we're doing, and we don't make promises we can't keep. The consultation is free, and the relief is real.
800-981-7595. 800-981-7595. 800-981-7595.
Okay, we're back. This is Stan Weisleder on The View from Over Here, broadcasted on CRN Talk, all over the country, all over the planet.
And other planets.
Yes, other planets if they have listening devices.
I'm sure we're being listened by the immediate universe.
You think so?
Definitely.
Well, there are supposedly about 5 dozen planets out there that are in the so-called Goldilocks zone. That means they're not too far, not too close from their respective suns, and should be very receptive for being a host to life. But what kind of life, who knows?
Right, and maybe not life as we know it, but anyway, getting back to Estelle.
Yes, let's get back to Estelle.
And Seinfeld. But how did you get along with Jerry? Is he...
Oh, yes. We were working so hard, and it was never any nastiness. There was never anything but work.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Or was there any nastiness? Are there any juicy stories that you could tell?
I have no juice there.
Well, everyone had such well-defined characters. I mean, yourself, who played your husband, Jerry Stiller, George, your son, Jerry.
Yeah, I know, but there was never nastiness. You asked me about what happened when we were auditioning.
Yeah.
I was the sixth one to audition for that part. It was just that part, the mother. And I did it, and they were laughing and laughing. There were about 12 different people, men, watching me. And I evidently gave them what they wanted. But in SAG, Screen Actors Guild, if you call 200 people, you have to audition each one. You cannot wait, even if the first one made it. So they auditioned me, and they thanked me, and they thanked me, and they shook my hand and everything, and I left. And I visited my ape.
For consolation.
Yes. And, he was wonderful, and I stayed there a long time. What was my rush? And I went back home, and when I got back home, my husband stood there. Where were you? You
think he was jealous of the ape?
You were with your ape.
I was with my ape. He said, you got it immediately, but they had to audition everybody. Now, they want you right there, right now. So I got the directions of how to go, and I went, and they welcomed me, and we sat down, and we read the script, all of us, for the first time. And when each line of mine was so funny, and I did it, and they all hysterically laughed, and they said, "Oh, she's wonderful, she's wonderful," and I felt at home.
Did you use the regular voice, or use the voice?
Well, no, I did when I was angry at my son. I would say, what was his name?
George.
Georgie! Right. But when I liked him, I said, Georgie, my Georgie.
And then you had this antagonistic relationship with your husband, who was played by Jerry Stiller.
Oh, God. We're living in the same house, and we didn't even own the house. It was an apartment, and the same furniture. I didn't get anything from him. And
then, I think you only went to bed with him once, and then came George. But after that, there ain't nothing.
No, after that, she had apes.
Well, we can start a whole new rumor on TMZ about you and apes. Oh my God! But I never mind. This is not that type of show.
Her and apes? Nah, nothing.
Oh, I would love that. I really would.
Oh, wait. Speaking of apes, there's a new version, or the next edition, or the next sequel to the last movie, which was about the beginning of the Planet of the Apes. Now a new one is coming out in later this month.
That might be a good role for you then.
It's gone. It's finished.
Too late.
Well,
Malcolm.
It could be part 17.
They made the movie.
They're going to do it again.
I would be very embarrassed if they asked me to be an ape.
Why?
Because I'm not an ape.
You could
and I'm pretty.
How about voiceover?
Yes, you're also. How'd you get the role in Toy Story as the Mrs. Potato Head?
That's the short one. I auditioned for something for Disney, and they loved me, and I expected to get it, and I waited and waited, and I asked my agent why. So they called up and they said, "Oh, she was wonderful," but they took out the character that I auditioned for, and that was it. 2 years later, with Toy Story 3, they called me. And they called my agent and said, we want Estelle Harris.
Yeah,
But she didn't even audition for that. We want Estelle Harris.
You had the wrong agent. If he said you didn't audition for it, that was wrong. He said, yes, you have her. How much?
I don't know who my agent was at that time. But, oh, yes, I do. And he's still making money.
Well, wait a minute. You get residuals in the...
Every time...
The agent gets residuals also?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he made plenty of money.
Yeah. Well, that.
And he's still my agent for voiceovers.
Voiceovers are very, very lucrative. I, at one time, was producing commercials in the mid-'70s in New York. And I remember doing a commercial with this actor, Simon Oakland. And this is my first commercial. We had 2 26 seconds back-to-back and an 8-second tag. He got paid for 3 separate commercials.
Yeah.
And then at the end of 13 weeks, it goes up to the first plateau.
Yeah.
And then it goes down. So for one commercial, you could be making a national spot.
Yeah.
You can be making $50,000-$60,000.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I have.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I
So Stan, that might be a new career for you.
Well, only if they want somebody with a Brooklyn accent.
Hey, that's very popular. Now they have Taxi Brooklyn. They have, I think, 3 series that mention the name Brooklyn in it.
Okay, Malcolm, you can be my agent. Go for it.
Okay, but I need I need a residual to not a residual. I need a
cut.
No, it's not a cut. I need
a piece of the action.
Oh, always a piece of the action. Anyway, do you ever keep in contact with the Seinfeld people now?
No, we bump into each other once in a while, and then we greet each other like we were working today, but we never worked again.
Has there ever been talk to do an update?
Everybody else is talking, but not them.
I love that because everybody's still active.
I know, not everybody. The father is gone. The other father.
The father of Jerry, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Would you say it's like a brotherhood or sisterhood, that once you're in that group, you're always with that group forever and ever wherever you go?
Probably. But then again, people stop me for other things. Like I had a commercial. What was the name of it? And kids still stop me constantly. The things that I did a long time ago, people stop me and tell me, "Oh, I loved you," you know. So.
Yeah, well, TV's that type of thing. Nobody ever passes away. I mean, you watch a show. Everybody loves Raymond.
Right.
You know, the dad. You always see him. I mean, of course, he died about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And all these I mean, you watch. I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's gone, but they're not gone to us, and they're new to another generation.
You know what was amazing? When we were in the car, Estelle, you had asked me if I have any kids and grandkids. I forgot to mention one of my grandsons. His name is Robert. He remembers meeting you at some restaurant, and he was so surprised and happy that he got to meet you. Really.
Did he come over to me?
Yeah. And that was made possible because my daughter knows Lou and Fran, and they saw each other at the restaurant, and I believe Lou and Fran were with you, and so everybody said hello, and Robert said, "Wow, you're Potato Head, you're Mrs. Potato Head." And he was really in awe of you, truly.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah. Well, what's marvelous is your character on Mrs. Costanza is sort of not nasty, but sort of. You don't particularly like her. You don't dislike her, but you don't like her.
Yeah.
And you're such a sweet lady.
Oh.
I mean, you were playing totally against character.
Well,
unless you're only sweet to us now, and actually you're a nasty person.
No. What I believe that whenever somebody plays a part well, my belief that there's something of that person in the character that they're playing. Because I don't think they could do it cold with no connection whatsoever.
Well, when I got the script, when I went to audition, I knew nothing. Because I wasn't watching that show. But I got from those few lines, I knew who she was. And I gave that to them. And they loved what I gave to them.
Was there anybody in real life that you were imitating, a relative or a friend?
Mean.
Mean, yeah.
And, frustrated, not mean.
Frustrated, that's all of us.
Yeah, but very frustrated.
Yeah. That's me.
And especially lying in the hospital. When the only reason she got there was because she saw a magazine there, and she opened it up, and it was awful. For him to read.
Well, that was a scene. Well, I remember that show where you slipped and you fell on your back or something, and you injured your back because you saw George reading the magazine and masturbating.
That's right. Masturbating.
Right. How can my son masturbate? Oh my God.
And in my house.
In your house. But then when he came to visit you in the hospital, and there was a sheet between you and the other bed, and this nurse came in to sponge bathe the guy next door. and
I was hungry.
And you were hungry.
I hadn't eaten for a whole day. I didn't like the food.
And she said, George, get me something to eat. And
Please.
He said, no, later. Because he was watching the scene.
And this, you could see this. No, you couldn't see it on the show. It was left to your imagination.
No, you saw the silhouette of the guy in the next room.
Yeah.
and you were frustrated because you were hungry. I want to eat.
So these can all be replayed.
These are always replayed.
I hear them all the time. I hear the things that I forgot that I said. But they quoted it to me.
Oh, the funny thing, which you weren't in it, where Jerry, Elaine, and all four of them do a thing that they're not going to masturbate. They will refrain from it.
That's right.
That was the theme of that day's program.
Right. And then one by one, in fact, Elaine is the first, they bet a certain amount of money, and Elaine is the first one to come back the next day and put the money down on the table. And it doesn't say what she did, but everybody looks at her. I mean, the show, it was a little risque.
But it was clever.
It was clever. It was so
Oh, he
smart.
was brilliant.
And I said Larry David wrote most of that, or him and Jerry? Jerry Seinfeld?
Well, they always had a lot of writers. But his were wonderful, and he was in everything.
Yeah, Jerry,
so there were good writers with him, and he made it even better. He was wonderful, very bright.
And Jason Alexander was very funny, and the character Kramer.
Estelle, we have a break coming up. Don't go away, but I wanted to ask you a question that you could think about until we come back. Have you ever thought about writing a book about your experiences?
No.
No.
She doesn't have to think. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on the World Wide Web at crntalk.com. And we'll be back with Estelle Harris. And if you're a movie producer out there, she is available. And we'll give the commission to the agent, so don't worry about it. but give us a call. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
You must have been very handsome when you were young.
The next time you're in Southern California, visit the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas. Riviera, as the name implies, is the ultimate in Calabasas restaurants. There's not even a close second. And what's better suited for the Beverly Hills of the Valley than a Beverly Hills type of restaurant and watering hole without those ridiculous Beverly Hills prices? They're so good. With impeccable service, they probably don't even need this commercial. Even now, it's hard to get a good table except for off hours. But if you really want to treat yourself or your date, call 818-224-2163. That's 818-224-2163. That's the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas, California.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleder, told in the Godfather fashion. with two-thirds of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, "I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it." Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, "I wish I had written it." The Trees by Stan Weisleder. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder.
In the 1950s, there was 3-channel stereo. Everest Records used this amazing clear technology. Now its recordings are being re-released. I'm Aileen Ellis. This is Primetime Focus. From Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue to Vaughan Williams' Last Symphony, recorded just days after his death, Everest captured splendid moments in classical music, including Grofé conducting his Grand Canyon Suite. 2 great American composers, Gershwin and Grofé, who celebrate our nation's vistas and culture. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. Hear all our programs on the web at aarp.org/radio.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Have you heard the phrase, "what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas"? Well, let's talk about a guy who always stays in Vegas, Les Kincaid, and his great show, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, Wines du Jour. Les broadcasts before a live audience each and every week and features 3 wines. When you're in Las Vegas, join him. Enjoy Les Kincaid and Wines du Jour, coming to your way Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Take it away, Stan.
Okay, this is Stan Weisleder. We're back for our last segment. I'm in the studio with Malcolm Burman and our special guest, Estelle Harris. Now, Estelle, I have one very, very important question for all of the people that are listening out there who want to do what you are doing and what you've done. What advice would you give to someone starting out?
I get that question all the time, and I feel terrible. I don't know.
No, that's an honest answer.
Good answer, okay.
It changed so much. When I was younger, and I had agents, and I knew what to do, and things, but things have changed completely.
Well, is there such a thing as the, I think they call it the casting couch? Does that exist, or is that only in fiction?
Not with me.
You mean you would not if somebody got a good role for you?
Nobody ever did.
Except that one ape who threw the thing at her.
I know the world has changed, which I keep on reading. Everything has changed because now with like YouTube, there was a whole thing how people are promoting themselves via YouTube. and doing these short videos that have. They get 1 million hits if it goes ballistic. No, what's the word? It goes viral.
Viral. Okay.
I mean, it's a whole new world out there. But with someone with your background and your persona, there should be lots of work.
They say, "Oh my God, wherever I go, oh, you're wonderful, and because I make them laugh, and I don't try to make them laugh. It just comes out that way.
Well, that's natural comic ability.
Yes, yes.
They say a God-given gift.
Yes, but I don't know.
But you know what I've found over the years? I've observed this many, many, many times. A good comedic actor or actress, and now they call themselves just actors, a good comedy person can always do drama. But a drama person can't always do comedy.
That's true.
Yeah, who was it said? They said a dying is easy. It's comedy that's hard.
Yes, but that's true.
Well, comedy is a form of acting. It's a very special form of acting, probably the hardest.
Yeah, well, everything so much is timing. It's not what you say; it's the way you say it when you said it.
Yeah, look at Jack Benny. None of his jokes were ever funny.
Well, he never told.
It's just the way he said it.
He never told jokes.
I loved him, and I watch a lot of way back movies, and I learned from these marvelous people who were wonderful.
Well, a lot of the actors and actresses who were actors at this time period were big movie fans. Like you said, when you were younger, you went to the movies a lot.
That's how everybody learned.
Yeah. But anyway, would you believe an hour is up? It's kind of, it was marvelous having
you. It was a short hour.
It was marvelous having you.
You cheated me.
Well, you'll have to come back.
I don't think so.
Excuse me?
No,
anyway, Paul, how much time do we have left? You're forgetting your cue, son. It's 60 seconds.
I think what Estelle is saying, she'll come back if we do the broadcast from her place.
No, we'll have to send the limo after her with the...
we could do that.
Plus a free membership to LA Zoo. We'll throw in the package.
I haven't been there for years.
Oh, they have a great, not the monkey house, but it's really marvelous.
They changed it.
You might
the apes can stay inside now. They don't come outside to greet.
Anyway, guys, you're listening to The View from Over Here.
They have a roof over their head.
We're running out of time.
Out of time? Oh, right. Okay, 15 seconds. All right, take it away, Malcolm. Do the closing.
Take it away, 15 seconds. You just closed for us. See you next week.
The View from Over Here is a co-production of Infinity X and TBG International. For further information, contact Malcolm Burman at 818-687-2784. That's 818-687-2784.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN high-definition sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channel. The radio channel. CRN.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in